I've published over 1,600 books, built a 7-figure publishing business, and helped others create life-changing income through self-publishing. There are 44 lessons that will show you how to build a sustainable, scalable KDP business, starting with the most important foundation, finding the right audience and niche. The first step to success on KDP is mastering market and niche selection. Most publishers fail here because they either chase trends or hot topics blindly or choose topics without enough demand. A good niche balances two things. Number one, high demand, meaning there are readers actively looking for books on the topic. And number two, manageable competition, where you can realistically stand out without overspending on ads. Here's how I approach it. Start by researching top-selling books in your target category. If you want to speed this up, use tools like BookBeam, discount code in the description. Otherwise, simply watch my video on manual niche research called Amazon KDP Niche and Keyword Research 101 Step-by-Step Guide, plus live analysis. Now, more than just identifying a profitable niche, you want to check the reviews. Are readers complaining about missing information or low quality? That's your opportunity to create a book that solves those problems. Validate your niche. Look for books that rank well but have fewer than 100 reviews. This signals that new books can still break in. For example, instead of targeting fitness, narrow it down to home workouts for beginners. The more specific you are, the easier it is to position your book as the perfect choice for that audience. Action plan. Number one, research your category for top sellers. Number two, look for complaints or gaps in existing books. Number three, pick a niche with strong demand and manageable competition. Lesson 2. Understand your customer avatar. Once you've identified a niche, the next step is to understand your audience. Your book isn't for everyone. It's for a specific type of reader with specific need. Here's how to identify your customer avatar. Number one, demographic. What's their age, gender, and location? For example, if you're writing a share yoga book, your audience is most likely seniors, mostly women, and often retirees. Number two, pain points. What are they struggling with? For seniors, it might be staying active without risking injury. And number three, desires. What outcomes are they looking for? In this case, feeling healthier, more flexible, and confident in daily life. To connect with your audience, your book needs to speak directly to these factors. For example, a title like Share Yoga for Seniors, Simple Stretches for Flexibility and Balance, immediately signals to the reader that this book solves their specific problem. Finally, imagine yourself as the reader. When you look at the book, ask yourself, why should they pick up this book over the competition? Your answer will guide you in everything from your book title to its description. Action plan. Number one, identify your audience, demographics, age, gender, locations, pain points, what they struggle with, desires, what they hope to achieve. And number two, write your book's titles and description to address these needs. And number three, ask yourself, why would they pick my book over the competition? Lesson 3, quality over quantity. When I started publishing, I thought the key to success was volume, releasing as many books as possible. But after publishing over 1,600 books, here's the truth. A handful of the right books can outperform hundreds of mediocre ones. For example, only 28 books made more than $1 million combined. Here's why quality matters more than quantity. Number one, reader trust. A poorly written or formatted book leaves the readers disappointed. They're less likely to leave positive reviews or buy from you again. And number two, algorithmic support. Amazon's algorithm rewards books with better sales, reviews, and engagement. A quality book is more likely to rank higher and stay visible. Number three, sustainability. High-quality books generate consistent income for years, while low-quality books fade quickly. Here's what makes a book high quality. Number one, cover design. Your cover is the first impression. Invest in a professional design that catches the eye and matches the niche. Number two, content depth. Go beyond surface-level information. Readers should feel like your book solved their problem or gave them real value. Number three, formatting and editing. Ensure clean formatting and error-free writing. Even small mistakes can turn readers off. For example, a fitness book titled 10-Minute Workouts for Busy Professionals should deliver concise, actionable workouts tailored for its audience. A well-researched, properly formatted book like that will outperform generic, poorly organized alternative. Focus on fewer, better books. Think of each one as a long-term asset. Now, don't get me wrong, if you can create 10 of these right, high-quality books, then that's of course going to be better than only one. But only scale once you know you're able to consistently produce profitable books that receive 4 or 5-star organic reviews. Lesson 4. Analyze competition effectively. The competition isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means there's competition. The trick is to analyze your competition to find out ways to stand out. Here's how to do it. Number 1, start with the best sellers. Look at the top selling books in your niche. What's working for them? Pay attention to their covers. Do they use bold covers, clean designs, or specific imagery? Their titles, are they straightforward and catchy, or do they contain certain keywords? Their reviews, what do readers praise? What do they complain about? Number 2, find gaps. Look for patterns in reader complaints. If multiple reviews mention missing content or poor explanations, you have an opportunity to fill that gap. For example, if readers say, this book doesn't have enough beginner-level advice, your book can target beginners with step-by-step guidance. Number 3, check underperforming books. Study those that rank poorly but still have potential. These often suffer from weak covers, unclear titles, or bad content. Ask yourself, could I make a better version than this? Number 4, tools to simplify the process. Use tools like BookBeam to identify profitable keywords, estimate sales, and uncover underserved niches. Let's say you're researching the niche meal prep for busy moms. You notice that the top books are well designed, but reviews consistently mention missing quick snack ideas for kids. That's your gap. Create a book with meal prep plans plus snack options, and make it clear in the title and the description. The goal isn't to copy your competition, but to build on what's already working and improve where they might have fallen short. Lesson 5. Balancing evergreen niches with trends. Evergreen niches are essential for building long-term stability, but trend-based and seasonal books can also be incredibly lucrative if approached strategically. Here's why balancing both can be a good idea. Number 1, evergreen niches. These provide consistent income over time. Topics like fitness, productivity, or parenting will always have a demand. Number 2, trend-based niches. Capitalizing on hot niches or seasonal trends can create quick spikes in income. These books are especially useful for boosting visibility and testing new ideas. How to leverage both. Evergreen books focus on universal themes like personal finance or self-improvement. Evergreen books can form the foundation of your portfolio, earning you consistently year after year. Then we have trend-based books and tap into what's currently popular or relevant, such as a new technology, social media trends, or major holidays. Let's go over examples. Evergreen example, home workouts for beginners. This appeals across seasons and years. And then we got trend-based examples, AI marketing that taps into something that's trending right now. Easter coloring books targets a seasonal need but can still generate significant income leading up to that period. More seasonal examples include Valentine's Day and Halloween. Let's go through some actionable tips. Number 1, allocate 70% of your effort to evergreen books for portfolio stability. Number 2, use the remaining 30% for trend-based or seasonal books to capture short-term opportunities. Number 3, plan ahead for seasonal books. Publish 2 to 3 months before the peak demand. By combining the steady performance of evergreen books with the high impact potential of trends, you can create a balanced, resilient publishing portfolio. Lesson 6, differentiation through unique angles. In a crowded marketplace, the books that stand out are the ones that have a unique angle. Here's how to create a unique angle. Number 1, solve unaddressed problems. Look at competitor reviews and identify common complaints. If readers say, this book is too basic, create something more advanced. If they say it's too technical, create a simpler guide. Number 2, combine topics. Merge related ideas to create something fresh. For example, instead of just Python programming, try Python programming for cybersecurity. Number 3, challenge the norm. Offer a bold or counterintuitive perspective. Books like Never Split the Difference stand out by flipping conventional advice on negotiation. Let's take the fitness niche as an example. So an example of a generic angle would be workouts for weight loss. A unique angle would be 10-minute workouts for moms with toddlers, or share workout for seniors with arthritis. The unique angle doesn't just catch attention, it also tells the reader this book is made for you. Actionable tips. Number 1, before starting your book, list 2 to 3 ideas or concepts that can make your book stand out from the competition. Number 2, validate your angle with potential readers to ensure it resonates. Number 3, highlight your unique selling points in the title, subtitle, and description. A unique angle makes your book memorable and gives readers a compelling reason to choose it over the competition. Lesson 7, creating magnetic titles and subtitles. Your title and subtitle are the first thing potential readers see. Together, they grab attention and convince readers that your book solves their specific problems or deliver a clear benefit. Here's how to create a magnetic title. Number 1, be specific. Avoid vague titles. Instead of better health, use 7-day detox for more energy and weight loss. Number 2, use keywords. So include searchable terms that your audience is typing into Amazon. For example, meal prep for weight loss or Python programming for beginners. And number 3, promise a clear benefit or evoke curiosity. Titles like The 4-Hour Workweek promise a life-changing result directly, while others like Atomic Habits intrigue the readers enough to read the subtitle for context. For subtitles, expand on the title with additional details or benefits. For example, share yoga for seniors. An example of a subtitle could be simple exercises to improve balance, flexibility, and confidence. Examples of a strong title and subtitle. So we have the combination, The 4-Hour Workweek, Escape the 9-to-5, Live Anywhere, and Join the New Rich. It contains a clear promise and a benefit. Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. The subtitle provides the practical value. And we have Never Split the Difference, negotiating as if your life depended on it. The subtitle explains the bold title's value. Now, some tips to optimize titles and subtitles. Number 1, consider using numbers for specificity. For example, 100 Mazes for Kids or 33 Ways to Influence. Number 2, make the title and subtitle easy to understand. Clever titles risk losing the potential reader's attention. Number 3, use keywords that people search for so your target audience can find your book, but don't overdo it. Example, instead of a title like Financial Wizardry, try the title Budgeting for Beginners. The subtitle, Simple Ways to Save Money, Manage Your Finances, and Achieve Your Financial Goals. So your title draws the readers to it, but your subtitle seals the deal by clarifying the benefit and the purpose of your book. Together, they are your strongest tools for converting clicks into sales. Lesson 8, the power of series branding. A well-branded series isn't just about aesthetics, it's a powerful way to build trust and loyalty with your readers. When someone loves one of your books in your series, they are much more likely to buy the others. Why series branding matters. Number 1, instant recognition. A consistent design helps readers to immediately recognize your books, even among thousands of others. Number 2, builds reader loyalty. Familiarity breeds trust. If readers enjoy one book, they're more likely to feel confident purchasing the rest of the books in the series. Number 3, boosts Amazon sales. A series of books often appear in the Customer Also Bought section, which increases visibility and sales. Here's how to create a cohesive brand for your series. Number 1, consistent design elements. Use the same font, layout, and style across all covers. For example, think of the Harry Potter series or the Hunger Games. Number 2, color themes. Use a different color for each book while keeping the overall design consistent. Number 3, numbering. If your series is meant to be read in a certain order, indicate that by ordering them using numbers when you set it up on KDP. Number 4, create an overarching name. Name your book series something that captures the essence of the books in the series. For example, the productivity series for books covering habits, focus, and the 80-20 rule. Here are some actionable tips. Number 1, work with a single designer for all your book covers to ensure consistency. Number 2, create a style guide that includes font, colors, and layout specifications for your series. Number 3, highlight the series on your Amazon product page by having A+ content showing the other books in the series. A strong series brand creates a snowball effect. As each book gains traction, it helps the other books in the series to perform better. Lesson 9. Writing persuasive descriptions. Your book description is your sales pitch. After the cover and title is the first thing readers check to decide if your book is worth buying. A strong description can turn a casual browser into a customer. Here's how to write a persuasive book description. Number 1, start with a hook. Your opening line should grab attention immediately. Example, are you tired of starting diets that never stick? Discover a plan that works for your lifestyle. Number 2, highlight the benefit. Focus on what the readers will gain, not just what the book is about. Example, in this book, you will learn how to prepare meals in less than 15 minutes, save hundreds on groceries, and achieve your health goals without sacrificing flavor. Number 3, builds trust. Show credibility or social proof. Mention research, testimonials, or your expertise. Example, written by a certified nutritionist with over 10 years of experiences helping busy families eat healthier. Of course, only do this if the credentials are true. Never lie about this stuff. Number 4, include a call to action. End with a strong reason to click that buy button. Example, take control of your health today with this simple, proven system. Here are some tips for formatting. Use short paragraphs and bullet points so they can scan the description easily. Bold key phrases or benefits to make them stand out. Here's an example of a persuasive description. Are you struggling to fall asleep? Discover proven strategies to beat insomnia, wake up refreshed, and improve your health in just 7 days. This book offers easy-to-follow routines, relaxation techniques, and tips backed by science. Perfect for anyone who's ready to leave restless nights behind. Get this book now and start your journey to a better sleep tonight. Your description should make the readers feel like this book is exactly what they've been searching for. Lesson 10. Incorporating A+ content. A+ content is one of the most underused tools on Amazon, but it can make a huge difference in terms of showcasing your book's value. It allows you to add images, text modules, and comparisons to your product page, making your book look more professional and trustworthy. Why A+ content matters? Number 1, visual appeal. Readers are drawn to visually engaging pages. A+ content lets you go beyond text descriptions to highlight key features with graphics and photos. Number 2, builds trust. It gives your book a polished premium look, signaling quality to potential buyers. Number 3, boosts conversion. A well-designed page with A+ content can increase your sales by making it easier for your readers to understand your book's benefit. Amazon says that A+ content can improve a product's conversion rate by 5.6%. What to include in your A+ content? Number 1, about the book. For example, use images and bold text to explain what makes your book unique. So an example can be show a page from inside your book to highlight the layout or illustration. Number 2, reader benefits. Add a graphic listing the specific outcomes readers can expect. So for example, this guide can help you save time, reduce stress, and achieve your goals. Number 3, can consider adding comparison charts, so link to other books that you have. And number 4, author bio section. This can be especially useful if you're an expert creating a book. Share your story in a relatable way that builds your authority. So as an example for a fitness book, you could have a graphic with a headline like Your Path to a Healthier You. You could have a bullet point, simple 10-minute workouts, no gym required, perfect for beginners, feel stronger, healthier, and more confident in just 30 days. How to create A+ content? Number 1, use Amazon's A+ Content Manager in your KDP dashboard. Number 2, keep designs clean and easy to read. Focus on clear headlines, bold images, and concise text. A+ content makes your book stand out in a crowded marketplace. It's like giving your book its own mini website directly on Amazon. Lesson 11, the 20-mile march of publishing success. My results in publishing hasn't come from big leaps or risky moves. It has come from consistent, disciplined progress, what Jim Collins calls the 20-mile march. In book publishing, this principle is about setting steady, achievable goals to build a strong, profitable brand over time. Here's why the 20-mile march matters in publishing. Number 1, predictable growth. So slow and consistent output reduces burnout and avoids relying on unpredictable home runs. Number 2, resilience to market shifts. By sticking to your system, you can weather changes in trends or algorithms without panicking. Number 3, building a brand readers trust. Regularly publishing high-quality books creates a reputation of reliability, drawing in more readers over time. How to apply the 20-mile march in publishing? Number 1, set clear, achievable goals. Publish a set number of books per year, whether it's 3, 6, or 12, based on what's realistic for your resources. Example, commit to publishing 1 well-researched book every quarter. Number 2, maintain quality with discipline. Don't compromise quality for speed. Each book should meet your standards, even if it slows you down slightly. Example, spend extra time refining covers, titles, and formatting to ensure your books stand out. Number 3, consistent regardless of conditions. Avoid overextending during good months or slowing down when challenges arise. Commit to your march no matter what. Example, even during busy seasons or slower sales period, stick to your publishing timeline. For example, a self-publisher sets a goal to release 4 books per year. Book 1, January release. Book 2, April release. Book 3, July release. Book 4, October release. So this pace ensures steady growth without overloading resources, and readers begin to anticipate and rely on new releases. Here's some actionable tips. Break down projects into milestones. So for example, outlining, writing, editing, and designing to keep progress steady. Use a production calendar to plan your publishing schedule months in advance. Measure success by consistency, not just by results. Did you hit your quarterly release? That's a win. Here's the key takeaway. Success in book publishing is not a sprint. It's a disciplined, consistent march. Stay focused, release regularly, and over time, your body of work will grow into a brand readers trust and love. Lesson 12, high-impact cover designs. Your book cover is one of the most important factors in getting a potential readers to click on your book. A great cover communicates your book's topics, grabs attention, and communicates to potential customers about the quality of your book. Without a great book cover, even the best content might never get noticed. Here's what makes a high-impact cover. Number 1, align with your topic. Your cover should instantly signal what the book is about. For example, a book for kids can communicate that it's for kids by being colorful and having a playful font. Research bestsellers in your niche to identify common patterns. Your goal isn't to copy, but to see what works and finding out how you can stand out. Number 2, keep it simple and clean. A cluttered cover can confuse readers. Use bold, readable typography and one clear focal point like an image or striking title design. In general, avoid overloading the cover with too many elements. Number 3, convey professionalism. A do-it-yourself cover often looks amateur, which can hurt your credibility. Invest in a professional designer who understands how to make something visually appealing. But it's your job as a publisher to ensure the images, font style, and colors match with the book's topics, target audience, and angle. Here's some actionable tips. Work with a specialized book cover designer. Look on platforms like Fiverr or 99 Designs. Regularly review your covers. If sales plateau, consider updating the cover design to stay competitive. Lesson 13, writing persuasive subtitles. Your subtitle is your book's second chance to grab attention. While the title tells the reader what the book is about, the subtitle explains what they'll get from your book and why it's worth their time and money. Here's why subtitles matter. Number 1, clarifies the book's purpose. Readers instantly understand what the book is about. Number 2, it highlights key benefits. A great subtitle tells the readers how your book solves their problems and meet their needs. Number 3, it boosts discoverability. Subtitles are an opportunity to include keywords that help your book rank higher in Amazon searches. Here's how to craft a winning subtitle. Number 1, focus on reader benefits. Readers don't always put the priority on the features of the book. Instead, explain what's in it for them. Example, instead of learn to meal prep, use save time, eat healthier, and reduce stress with easy meal prep plans. Number 2, be specific. So vague subtitles like for everyone risk not appealing to anyone. So narrow down the audience or problem you're addressing. Example, for a fitness book, a subtitle like quick workouts for busy professionals speaks directly to a specific group. 3, use keywords strategically. Include search terms that your audience is likely to type into Amazon. This helps your book appear in relevant searches. Example, Python programming, a step-by-step guide to coding success for beginners. Include 2 keywords in the subtitle. You have coding and for beginners. Number 4, keep it concise and readable. Aim for 50 to 75 characters. Long and rambling subtitles are hard to read and can dilute the message. Let's take an example. So we have a book on productivity. The title is Daily Focus Hacks. It grabs attention, but doesn't fully explain the benefits of the book. The subtitle is Simple Techniques to Boost Productivity, Avoid Burnout, and Get More Done. So that subtitle clearly communicates the benefit and includes keywords such as productivity and burnout. Here are some common mistakes to avoid. Being too clever. So subtitles should ideally be straightforward and not cryptic. Overloading keywords. Don't stuff keywords in a way that feels unnatural. Or ignoring the reader. Focus on benefits, not features or generic statements. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, write several subtitles options and put them next to the competing books to see which one attracts you the most. Number 2, use your subtitle to expand the promise made in the title. Number 3, consider communicating a specific angle in the subtitle of your book. A great subtitle works hand in hand with your title, giving the readers more clarity and motivation to click the Add to Cart button. Lesson 14. Using keywords effectively. Keywords are the backbone of your book's discoverability on Amazon. They determine whether your book shows up in search when customers look for their next book. Mastering keywords can be the difference between your book being buried or becoming a bestseller. Here's what keywords do. Number 1, connect your book to readers. So keywords help your book appear when readers search for the topic that your book covers. And number 2, it improves your visibility on Amazon. Having keywords to show up for when readers search for specific search terms. Number 3, target audiences. Keywords let you position your book in front of specific readers with specific needs. Here's how to choose the right keywords. Number 1, think like your reader. Ask yourself, what would my target audience type in Amazon to find a book like mine? For example, a productivity book, time management, a fitness guide, home workouts for beginners. And number 2, research competitors. So look at the keywords used by bestsellers in your niche. Analyze their title, subtitles, and category for ideas. And number 3, use keyword tools. So tools like BookBeam or Titans Pro can help you find high demand, low competition keywords. They analyze search volume and competition to give you the best option. Number 4, combine broad and specific keywords. So broad keywords reach a wide audience, but can be competitive or not reach the correct audience. Specific long-tail keywords target niche readers with less competition. So example, instead of just fitness, use home fitness for seniors. How to apply keywords. Number 1, in the title and subtitle. So place the most important keywords directly in your title and subtitle. For example, meal prep for beginners, save time and eat healthy with 30-minute recipes. Number 2, Amazon's keyword slots. So Amazon allows you to put in 7 keywords when you publish the book on KDP. Use all 7, but avoid redundancy. Example, for a self-help book, productivity tips, time management, achieve goals, self-discipline, focus strategy, work-life balance, increase efficiency, etc. Number 3, book description. Integrate keywords naturally into your book description to improve ranking without keyword stuffing. Number 4, Amazon ads. The keywords you choose to show your book for will be a determining factor for how your ad and thus your book performs. Here are some common keyword mistakes to avoid. Irrelevant keywords. So using popular keywords or unrelated to your book may get clicks, but it will lead to a less than optimal conversion rate. Overstuffing keywords. So keywords should feel natural. Overloading them can harm readability and lower the reader's trust. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, research keywords thoroughly before publishing your book. Number 2, consider regularly reviewing and updating keywords for already published books if you see opportunities you didn't tap into when you published them. Number 3, test different keywords in ads to identify which one drives the most clicks and sales. So a smart keyword strategy ensures that your book gets in front of the right audience, boosting visibility, clicks, and sales. Lesson 15, creating evergreen marketing funnels. An evergreen marketing funnel is a system that brings in consistent traffic to your book month after month without relying on manual effort. Think of it as a pipeline that introduces readers to your work, it builds trust, and encourages them to buy not just once, but repeatedly. Here's why evergreen funnels work. So number 1, automation. Once set up, they require minimal maintenance. Number 2, consistency. So funnels deliver steady traffic and sales even when you're not actively marketing. Number 3, scalability. You can replicate and expand funnels across multiple books. So here's some steps to build evergreen marketing funnels. Number 1, create a lead magnet. So offer something valuable for free in exchange for an email address. Example, if your book is about productivity, offer a free daily focus planner PDF. Number 2, build an email sequence. So use email automation tools like ConvertKit or MailChimp to set up a series of emails that welcome new subscribers, delivers the bonus, share valuable tips or insights related to your book, and soft sell your book by highlighting how it solves specific problems. Number 3, drive traffic to your lead magnets. So you can use social media platforms or social media ads to attract potential readers to your free offer. Example, create a YouTube video titled 5 Time Management Tips with a call to action to download your free planner. Number 4, upsell your book. So after delivering your free resource, introduce your book as a deeper dive into the topic. Example, enjoyed the daily focus planner? My book, 10-minute productivity hacks, takes these ideas to the next level. Number 5, leverage Amazon ads for consistency. So use sponsored product ads to keep your book visible on Amazon. Pair these with your email efforts to maximize sales. Example of a productivity funnel. So the lead magnet is free daily planner template. Email number 1, welcome message plus the link to download the planner. Email 2, a pro tip to overcoming procrastination with a subtle link to your book. Email 3, testimonial or case study about how your book helped someone. Email 4, a direct pitch for the book. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, start with one funnel for your best performing book, then scale to others. Number 2, regularly test and tweak your emails to improve open and click-through rates. And number 3, use analytical tools to track which part of your funnel drive the most conversion. Evergreen marketing funnels turn your book into long-term income generators by consistently attracting new readers and converting them into loyal customers. Lesson 16, mastering Amazon SEO, search engine optimization, ensures that when readers search for your book in your niche, yours is the one they find. How Amazon SEO works? Well, Amazon algorithm prioritizes books that are number 1, relevant, the titles, subtitle, and keywords match what the readers are searching for. Number 2, high performing. Some books with high click-through rate and conversions rank higher. Here's some steps to master Amazon SEO. Number 1, optimize your title and subtitle. Include high traffic keywords that your audience searches for. So example, instead of employ time effectively, using a valuable resource when the plate is full, use time management for busy professionals. Simple strategies to get more done in less time. Number 2, choose the right keywords. Use all 7 keyword slots Amazon provides when publishing your book. Include a mix of broad and long tail keywords. So broad, that is, for example, time management, and a long tail keyword would be time management for entrepreneurs. Tools like Bookbeam and Titans Pro can help you find profitable keywords. Number 3, select strategic categories. Choose categories with manageable competition, but ensure they are relevant to your book's topic. Niche categories often make it easier to achieve bestseller status. So for example, instead of a general self-help, time management or work-life balance would be 2 examples of going more niche. Number 4, write a compelling book description. Use keywords naturally in your description to reinforce your book's relevance. Avoid keyword stuffing, it lowers readability and trust. Example, this book is packed with proven time management strategies to help busy professionals take control of their schedules and achieve their goals. Here are some common mistakes to avoid. So ignoring keyword research and guessing instead, using irrelevant keywords that mislead readers, or neglecting keywords completely. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, analyze competitors' keywords to see what is working well for them. Number 2, spend some extra time on this because doing Amazon SEO correctly and safely can make a big difference for your book. Mastering Amazon SEO helps your book appear in front of the right readers, giving you a better chance to convert clicks into sales. Lesson 17, leveraging reviews and social proof. Reviews and social proofs are powerful tools to build trust and drive sales to Amazon. When potential readers see a book with positive reviews and high ratings, they're far more likely to buy. Reviews validate your book's quality and reassures readers that they're making a good choice. Here's why reviews matters. Number 1, it builds trust. A book with dozens of 4- and 5-star reviews immediately signals credibility. Number 2, boosts rankings. It does make sense that Amazon's algorithm would reward books with consistent reviews by improving their visibility in search results. And number 3, drives conversions. Reviews provide the social proof needed to turn clicks into purchases. How to encourage reviews? Number 1, mention it politely in the book. At the end of your book, include a simple note mentioning that you would appreciate an honest review. So example, thank you for reading. If you found this book helpful, I'd love to hear your feedback. Your honest review helps other readers. Number 2, use your email list. So send a follow-up email to your subscribers after they've read your book. Example, I hope you enjoyed book title. If you have a moment, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave an honest review for it. Number 3, engage beta readers. Share your book with beta readers before launch. Mention that you would appreciate a review. I cover more strategies for getting reviews in the free school course, link in the description. How to handle negative feedback. Number 1, stay professional. Respond calmly if you choose to reply, but never argue with reviewers. Number 2, learn from criticism. Use constructive feedback to improve future editions or books. Number 3, balance perspective. Remember, even the best books receive some critical reviews. Here's some actionable tips for social proof. Number 1, highlight positive reviews in your social media posts or marketing campaigns to build excitement and trust with potential readers. Example, this book has helped over 1,000 readers improve their productivity. Here's what they're saying. Number 2, share testimonials in your newsletters or posts to show real reader success stories. Number 3, regularly monitor reviews to spot patterns in feedback and identify areas for improvement. Example of leveraging reviews. Let's say a reader writes, "This book completely changed how I manage my time. I feel so much more productive." Share this testimonial in a tweet or Instagram post with the book link to attract new readers. By focusing on honest, organic reviews and using them strategically in your marketing, you'll not only build trust, but also create a lasting reputation that keeps your book selling long term. Lesson 18, mastering Amazon ads. Amazon ads are one of the most effective ways to boost your book's visibility and drive sales. With the right strategy, you can put your book directly in front of readers searching for topics you cover. But to succeed, you need to manage your campaigns carefully to maximize results and minimize wasted spend. The type of Amazon ads I would be looking into is number 1, sponsored product ads. These appear in search results and on the product pages. These are best for directly targeting readers looking for books similar to yours. And number 2, we have sponsored brand ads. So showcase multiple books or your author brand at the top of search results. These are great for video ads, promoting a series, or building recognition for your author name. I am starting manual ads, auto ads, and product ads for my books. Example of an effective campaign. If you're promoting a self-help book, you might target keywords like productivity tips, time management, and self-discipline. Additionally, targeting the best product pages of similar best-selling books in your niche is a good idea. Here's some common pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, ignoring metrics. So failing to track your campaigns can result in wasted spend. Number 2, overbidding on keywords. Be especially careful to overbid on keywords that are not directly related to your book's topic. Number 3, over-reliance on automatic campaigns. These are great for beginners to get started, but manual campaigns can allow for more control. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, collect highly relevant keywords and start an ad for only those with a slightly higher bid to drive initial sales for your book. Number 2, optimize your ads when you got enough data. If keywords are too expensive or not leading to sales, lower the bid or pause the keywords completely. If you're not getting enough impressions, then consider increasing the bid for that keyword if it's highly relevant. Number 3, put non-performing keywords as negative keywords. Amazon ads is an investment. With patience, testing, and optimization, it can become a powerful tool for boosting sales and your organic rankings. Lesson 19, driving external traffic to your books. Amazon's algorithm loves external traffic. When you drive readers from outside the platform to your book's page, it signals to Amazon that your book is in demand, increasing your visibility within their marketplace. For example, as you get more sales for your book, you will rank higher in Amazon's categories. If your book sells very well, Amazon might also email certain customers about your book. And here's why external traffic matters. Number 1, it increases Amazon's promotion of your book. Amazon rewards books that bring in new customers by showing them to more people. Number 2, builds your audience. So social media and email marketing help you create a community of loyal readers. Number 3, diversifies your traffic sources. You're not relying solely on Amazon's search engine to generate sales. How to drive external traffic? Number 1, social media marketing. To use platforms where your target audience hangs out. For example, share valuable content, behind-the-scene insights, or your excerpts from your book to spark interest. Number 2, email marketing. Build an email list by offering a lead magnet like a free guide or checklist related to your book's topic. Send regular newsletters with tips, updates, and promotions that direct readers to your book. Number 3, collaborate with influencers. Partner with bloggers, podcasters, or social media influencers in your niche. They can review your book or share it with their audience. Example, if you wrote a parenting book, collaborate with a parenting blogger who has a loyal following. Number 4, content marketing. Write blog posts or create YouTube videos related to your book's subject. Include links to your book in the content. Example, a book on productivity could inspire videos like 5 tips to overcome procrastination with a call to action to check out your book for more details. Number 5, paid advertising. Use tracking links. Tools like Bitly can track where your traffic is coming from and which platforms are most effective. Optimize your landing page. Ensure your book's Amazon page has a compelling title, description, and reviews to convert visitors into buyer. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, spreading yourself too thin. Focus on 1 to 2 platforms where your audience is the most active instead of trying to manage every platform. Number 2, generic content. Tailor your posts and ads to resonate with your target audience. Number 3, inconsistent effort. Regularly engage with your audience to keep that traffic flowing. Number 4, over-relying on external traffic, especially in the beginning. If you do it right with selecting the right niche, using keywords and Amazon ads, then the internal traffic you get from Amazon's ecosystem can be more powerful than any outside traffic you're able to generate, especially if you don't already have an audience built up. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, start small with 1 platform. Build a strong presence before expanding. Number 2, focus on providing value in every post or email, making your audience want to learn more by buying your book. Number 3, use collaborations to tap into established communities for faster results. External traffic can help you take control of your book's success, building an engaged audience and boosting your sales beyond Amazon's algorithm. But just don't forget about Amazon's internal traffic in the process. Lesson 20, scaling through delegation. As your publishing business grows, your time becomes your most valuable resource. Delegating tasks to specialists allow you to focus on high-level strategies while ensuring your books are produced efficiently and professionally. Why delegation is essential. Number 1, it increases efficiency. So specialists can handle tasks like formatting, illustrations, and audio production faster and with higher quality. Number 2, it frees your time for strategy. Delegating day-to-day tasks gives you the bandwidth to focus on scaling your business. Number 3, builds a team of experts. Surrounding yourself with skilled professionals elevates the overall quality of your book. Here's some key roles to delegate. Number 1, project managers. They oversee timelines and coordinate between team members. Number 2, illustrators and designers to create eye-catching covers and visuals. Number 3, audio producers. They handle narration and editing for audiobooks. Number 4, marketing specialists. So they run Amazon ads or social media campaigns if you're doing that. Number 5, book creation. Creating the book is arguably the most time-consuming part of the book publishing process. How can you have someone at least assist you in this in case you don't want to hand it over to someone else completely? Here's how to delegate effectively. Number 1, start small. Begin by delegating 1 task to test the process. For example, hire a formatter for a single book. Number 2, set clear expectations. Provide detailed instructions and examples to ensure the final product aligns with your vision. For example, share a cover brief with sample designs and required dimensions. Number 3, use reliable platforms. Upwork and Fiverr are good starting points for finding freelancers as they allow you to read about previous clients' experiences. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, micromanaging. Trust your team to do their job. Focus on result, not minute details. Number 2, rushing the hiring process. Vet freelancers by reviewing portfolios and starting with test projects. Number 3, delegating without guidelines. So provide clear SOPs, standard operating procedures, and checklists to ensure consistency. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, create a list of tasks you're currently handling that can be delegated. Number 2, start with small, manageable projects and gradually increase delegation as your confidence in your team grows. And number 3, consider using project management tools like Trello or Asana to keep everyone aligned and on schedule. Delegation can allow you to free up your time and also amplify your efforts by leveraging the skills of others. With the right team in place, you can scale your publishing business faster and more effectively. Lesson 21, exploring additional global platforms. While Amazon is the dominant force in self-publishing, expanding to other global platforms can increase your reach and diversify your income. Platforms like IngramSpark, PublishDrive, and Drafted Digital allow you to tap into markets beyond Amazon. Top platforms to explore. Number 1, IngramSpark. This is best for wide print distribution, including bookstores and libraries, and it's ideal for high-quality paperbacks and hardcovers. And we have Drafted Digital, best for user-friendly ebook distribution across multiple platforms, including Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Ideal for beginners with its simple interface and formatting tools. They offer broad distribution with no upfront cost, taking a small percentage of royalties instead. Then we have PublishDrive. They are best for international reach. They have an extensive distribution option with global markets. So ideal for those seeking a subscription-based pricing model with no royalty sharing. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, spreading too thin. Trying to master multiple platforms at once can dilute your efforts. Focus on one, then scale gradually. Number 2, ignoring metadata and categories. So optimize keywords and categories just like you would do for KDP. Number 3, overlooking quality standards. Some platforms might have stricter formatting and cover guidelines. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, research which platform best matches your audience and publishing goals. Number 2, dedicate time to learning each platform's submission process to avoid rejections or delay. Expanding to other platforms is a way to diversify your revenue. Lesson 22, audiobooks on the rise. Audiobooks are a growing segment of publishing, but they're not automatically a goldmine. While they open up new opportunities, whether audiobook works for you depends on the quality of your production and your ability to market them effectively. Why audiobooks are worth considering? So number 1, a growing demand. More readers are listening to books while doing other things such as walking, driving, or doing household chores. Number 2, broader reach. Audiobooks can attract an audience that prefers listening over readers, especially commuters or fitness enthusiasts. Number 3, high price point. Audiobooks can often sell at a higher price than ebooks, depending on the length, leading to a larger royalty per sale. Considerations before creating audiobooks. Number 1, the costs. Narration can range from $50 to $300 per finished hour, depending on the quality you're looking for. AI or virtual voice offer a lower cost alternative, but may not deliver the same connection with the listeners. Number 2, marketing challenge. The audiobooks won't necessarily sell themselves. If you don't already have an audience or an effective marketing in place, the return on investment may be slower. Options for narrations. Number 1, professional narrators. These are best for creating a high quality listening experience. Use ACX, Findaway Voices, or voices.com to find experienced talent. Number 2, virtual voices, AI narration. A cost-effective option that works for simpler books like nonfiction or guides. Platforms like Google Play Books allow AI-narrated audiobooks. Some KDP accounts have also gotten access to virtual voice. While improving rapidly, virtual voices can lack the emotional depth and nuance of human narrators, which can impact engagement. Here's some steps to create an audiobook. Number 1, choose your platforms. So we have ACX, Audible Creation Exchange, distributes to Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, ideal for direct reach to audiobook listeners. Going exclusive with ACX will lead to a higher royalty per book sales compared to going wide. And we have Findaway Voices, expands your reach to multiple platforms, including Google Play and Kobo. Number 2, optimize your script. Audiobooks should feel natural when spoken. Edit your manuscript to replace words such as read or other complex sentences, etc. that might not work well in audiobook format. Number 3, test your market. Start with your best-selling or most audience-friendly book that you see the most potential for as an audiobook. This minimizes risks and maximizes the potential reach. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, experiment with AI narration for some of your books to test the market before committing to full professional narration. Number 2, if you have an email list, consider utilizing it to get more sales and reviews for your audiobooks. Audiobooks can be a powerful addition to your publishing strategy, but they're not a guaranteed success. With thoughtful planning and marketing, they can broaden your reach and generate new revenue streams. Lesson 23, safeguarding your publishing business. Protecting your publishing business is about proactively addressing risks to avoid costly mistakes, whether it's staying compliant with Amazon's policies or ensuring your content isn't plagiarized. These steps create a solid foundation for long-term success. Here's some key ways to protect your business. Number 1, check for trademarks and copyright issues. Before publishing, verify that your title or content doesn't infringe on existing trademarks or copyright. Use USPTO or Bookbeam for checking trademarks, and consider using Copyscape for checking plagiarism. Number 2, monitor for plagiarism. So periodically search for unauthorized copies of your work using tools like Copyscape or Google Alerts for your book title. Number 3, back up your content. Always keep multiple copies of your manuscripts, designs, and metadata stored securely in the cloud or on external drives. Number 4, regularly review platform guidelines. Stay updated on Amazon's content and advertising policy. And number 5, diversify your income streams. We've already covered some ways that you can do that. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, avoid risky strategies that sound too good to be true and that doesn't add value to the platform or the customer. Number 2, create a publishing checklist to ensure you're always checking for everything from trademark, plagiarism to AI use before you publish. Number 3, regularly check your email associated with your KDP account to ensure you're making updates within the time frame KDP asks for in case they want you to update something. By staying vigilant and proactive, you can protect your publishing business from unnecessary risk and focus on scaling sustainably. Lesson 24, the power of community and mastermind groups. Publishing can feel like a lonely journey, but it doesn't have to be. Surrounding yourself with people who are on the same path, people who share your goals, struggles, and win, can accelerate your growth. A community of like-minded self-publishers offer fresh perspectives and accountability. But the key is to choose the right people to learn and grow with. Here's why community matters in self-publishing. Number 1, shared knowledge. You don't have to learn everything the hard way. In community, you have the benefit to learn from other people's experiences, mistakes, and successes. Example, someone in your group might share an Amazon ads tweak that doubles sales or warn you about a platform change you need to prepare for. Number 2, accountability. Regular check-ins keep you motivated and on track. Example, sharing your goals with a group ensures you follow through, knowing others are watching your progress. Number 3, new ideas and inspiration. Even after 9 years in publishing, I'm still learning from the amazing discussions in the Driven Publishers Elite Group. Surrounding yourself with sharp and motivated people helps you to think bigger and better. Here's why masterminds work. The old saying is true: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, you need to be in a room where you're not the smartest person. Number 1, learn from those ahead of you. When you're surrounded by people who have already achieved what you're striving for, you absorb their strategies, mindset, and habits. Number 2, collaborate with peers. Mastermind groups allow you to brainstorm and problem solve with others who are on your level or just a step ahead. Number 3, avoid being stuck in your comfort zone. Spending too much time with beginners can keep you stuck. While it's great to help others, growth happens when you're challenged by those who are further along. How to choose the right community or mastermind? Number 1, find groups with a shared focus. Join community specifically for self-publishing. General entrepreneur groups are helpful, but niche focus groups provide more targeted advice. Example, my free school community has over 1,500 members dedicated to self-publishing, sharing strategies, and supporting each other's journey. Number 2, consider smaller, high-level groups. For advanced growth, join mastermind groups or premium community where the conversations are deeper and more strategic. Example, my elite group of publishers host weekly calls where we dive into advanced strategies. Even as a seasoned publisher, I'm still learning and applying what I hear. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, staying too comfortable. If you're the most knowledgeable person in your group, you're not growing. Seek out communities where you're pushed to level up. Number 2, joining too many groups. Quality over quantity. A few focused, active communities will benefit you more than spreading yourself thin across multiple groups. Number 3, waiting to take action. Community is powerful, but don't mistake learning for doing. Implement what you learn instead of getting stuck in endless discussions. Actionable tips. Number 1, join my school community. It's free, filled with over 1,500 publishers sharing advice, lessons, and wins. 2, apply for the elite group waiting list. If you're ready for weekly calls with advanced strategies and higher level discussions, this is where the next level happens. Number 3, network with intention. Whether it's in my groups or elsewhere, seek out relationship with people who inspire and challenge you. Success can be hard when you go at it completely alone. The right community accelerates your growth and giving you accountability and pushes you to think bigger. Choose your circle carefully because when you surround yourself with driven, knowledgeable people, you will be much more likely to rise to their level. Lesson 25, playing the long game in publishing. Publishing isn't a quick money strategy. It's a long-term journey that requires patience, quality, and consistency. Treating publishing like a get-rich-quick scheme leads to suboptimal decisions and a weak foundation for growth. Instead, adopt an investor mindset where every book you create is an asset that can generate income for years to come. Why the long game matters. Number 1, think of each book you publish as a piece of virtual real estate on Amazon. A well-crafted book can continue to earn royalties for years. One of my top-performing books was published over 5 years ago and still brings in thousands of dollars per month. Number 2, strong foundations win. If someone asked you to build the tallest legal tower in 10 seconds, you'd rush and end up with a shaky foundation. But if you had 10 years to build, you'd start with a solid base and carefully add each layer. Publishing works the same way. Decisions made with a long-term view result in higher quality books and sustainable growth. Number 3, passive income potential. A single book can generate income for years, even without constant updates or heavy promotion. The upfront effort might feel significant, but it pays off over time if you get the component right. Here's some key principles of the long game. Number 1, focus on quality over quantity. Rushed, low-quality books may earn some quick sales, but won't sustain long-term success. High-quality books build trust with readers and are more likely to receive positive reviews and algorithmic promotion. Number 2, think in years, not in months. Decisions about topics, niches, and strategies should align with a vision of publishing over the next 5 years. What niches will remain relevant and perhaps even grow in demand? What types of books will stand the test of time? Number 3, invest in your books. Treat your books like investment, not disposable products. This means spending on professional editing, cover design, and marketing where necessary. Number 4, leverage data for long-term trends. Instead of only chasing short-term trends, look for niches and topics that have consistent demand. Evergreen niches like finance, health, and relationship will have lasting appeal. Common pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, rushing the process. Creating books quickly without adequate research, editing, or quality checks result in poor performance. Number 2, chasing trends. Short-lived trends can bring in temporary success, but they're risky and often lead to wasted time and efforts when the trend fades. Number 3, neglecting the backlist. Publishers often focus on only new books. Maintaining and occasionally updating older books can keep them relevant and profitable. Here's some actionable tips for the long game. Number 1, set long-term goals. Visualize where you want your publishing business to be in 5 to 10 years and work backward to create a roadmap. Number 2, evaluate books as investments. Before publishing, ask yourself, will this book still sell in 3, 5, or 10 years? Number 3, diversify for stability. Build a portfolio of books across multiple evergreen niches to reduce the risk and increase long-term stability. Number 4, monitor and optimize. Regularly review your backlist for opportunities to update covers, improve descriptions, or run promotions to sustain sales. Publishing is a marathon, not a sprint. With patience and an investor mindset, you give your books you create today a chance to continue to generate income and make an impact for years to come. Lesson 26, leadership and team growth. As your publishing business grows, you'll quickly realize the importance of building and managing a team. Leadership is about setting up systems and guiding your team to help you scale efficiently without sacrificing quality. What leadership means in self-publishing. Number 1, establishing systems. Creating repeatable processes ensures consistent output and fewer errors, especially when working with writers, editors, and designers. Number 2, guiding quality control. As the leader, your role is to oversee final decisions, ensuring your book meet the standards that you have set. Number 3, empowering your team. A strong team doesn't just execute, it collaborates and contributes ideas that improves your business. Here are some insights from hiring over 700 freelancers. Number 1, clear instructions are everything. Writers, editors, and anyone else you work with work best when given detailed guidelines and expectations. Example, provide standard operating procedures and checklists to avoid inconsistencies across your book. Number 2, start small when hiring. Test potential hires with smaller projects before assigning them to larger tasks. Platforms like Upwork and Fiverr make this easy. Example, before hiring a full-time writer, start by commissioning a single chapter or short project to gauge their fit. Number 3, regular feedback loops. Schedule regular reviews to discuss progress, resolve issues, and refine processes. This keeps the team motivated and aligned with your vision. Delegating for growth. Identify repetitive tasks that take up your time, like formatting or certain things with Amazon ads, and delegate them to team members. Example, hiring a project manager can free you to focus on strategy and expansion while they handle timelines and logistics. Encourage collaboration across roles. Writers, editors, and designers should work cohesively. Clear communication improves the final product. If one unit of your team consistently run into the same problem, for example, let's say the formatters complain about something that the writer does with the manuscript, then ensure the writer is informed to not do this mistake in the future. It's your job as a leader to ensure that no time is wasted unnecessarily by your team, as that will lead to frustration and lower morale. Another example, share book outlines with both writers and editors so everyone is on the same page. Actionable tips. Number 1, use project management tools like Trello or Asana to keep task workflows and keep your team organized. Number 2, create SOPs, standard operating procedures, for repetitive tasks to minimize effort and increase efficiency. Number 3, celebrate or acknowledge team milestones or when something is done well to build morale and loyalty. Scaling your publishing business isn't necessarily about doing more. It's about guiding your team that works for you. With the right people and systems, you'll not only free up your time, but also ensures that your book maintains the quality that your readers expect. Lesson 27, effective time management and avoiding burnout. Publishing can be demanding, especially as your business grows. Without a plan to manage your time effectively, You risk burnout, which can derail both your productivity and creativity. Success comes not from doing everything, but from focusing on the right things. Here's some insights from 9 years of publishing. Number 1, batch similar tasks. So group similar activities like writing, editing, and marketing into dedicated blocks of time. Example, spend one afternoon uploading books and formatting metadata instead of scattering these tasks throughout the week. Number 2, prioritize high-impact work. Focus on tasks that directly contribute to the growth, like niche research or building systems. Example, instead of manually formatting every book, spend time creating SOPs or hiring a formatter. Number 3, set realistic goals. Break larger projects into smaller, actionable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Example, if you're writing a book, set a daily word count target rather than aiming to finish it in one marathon session. Number 4, use tools to stay organized. Tools like Trello, ClickUp, or Google Calendar can help you plan your tasks and track progress. Example, create a weekly schedule that blocks out time for writing, marketing, and administrative work, avoiding burnout. Number 1, create boundaries. Set clear start and stop times for work. Overworking leads to diminishing returns. Example, end your day at a set time, even if tasks remain unfinished. Simply write them down for the next day or to be planned in for the next week. Of course, ensure the cause of this is not because you got distracted while working, but rather because there weren't enough hours in the day. Number 2, schedule breaks. Short breaks between tasks improve focus and prevent fatigue. Example, work for 90 minutes, then take a short break and do another 90 minutes. Number 3, reward yourself for milestones. Celebrate small achievements to maintain motivation. Example, after completing a major book launch, take a day off or treat yourself to something you enjoy. Common pitfalls to avoid: overloading your schedule, trying to do too much lead to burnout and subpar results, neglecting your personal time. Your business thrives when you do. Schedule time for hobbies, exercise, and relaxation. Ignoring tools or using manual methods for everything slows you down. Embrace automation and delegation. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, review your weekly schedule and eliminate or delegate low-value tasks. Number 2, block off focus time for your most important work, free from interruptions. Number 3, set a recurring reminder to review your goals and adjust priorities as needed. By managing your time effectively and protecting yourself from burnout, you'll create a sustainable workflow that supports your long-term success in publishing. Lesson 28, embracing AI with caution. AI tools have revolutionized publishing, offering speed and convenience in tasks like writing, editing, and brainstorming. But while AI is a powerful assistant, it is not a perfect replacement for human creativity, quality control, or judgment. Why AI is useful in publishing. Number 1, speeds up processes. AI tools can quickly generate outlines, content ideas, and even drafts. Number 2, improves efficiency. So tools like Grammarly catch errors and improve readability. Number 3, sparks creativity. AI can suggest new angles or content ideas that you may not have considered. Is where AI falls short. Number 1, lacks nuance. AI can struggle with complex storytelling or conveying a personal voice. Number 2, over-reliance can hurt quality. Relying solely on AI can result in generic or unpolished work. Number 3, compliance issues. AI-generated content might unknowingly include copyrighted materials or inaccuracies. How to use AI effectively and responsibly. Number 1, generate outlines and ideas. Use AI to brainstorm book concepts or create a framework for your content. Example, ask AI for a list of potential chapter titles for a nonfiction book and refine the ones that resonate. Number 2, draft, don't finalize. Let AI assist with drafting, but always review and revise for accuracy, tone, and quality. Example, for a storybook for kids, AI might generate a good plot and solid text, but it's your job to guide it and make edits as needed. Number 3, check for originality. Use plagiarism detection tools like Copyscape to ensure AI-generated content is unique and doesn't infringe on copyrights. Number 4, blend AI with human oversight. Combine AI's efficiency with human creativity and expertise to produce engaging, high-quality books. Example, AI can help format or optimize metadata, but your voice and understanding of the audience must shape the content itself. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, using AI as a shortcut. Quality takes time. Rushing through AI-generated content without proper revisions can harm your brand. Number 2, ignoring legal and ethical risks. AI-generated material must comply with copyright laws and publishing guidelines. Number 3, skipping the personal touch. Readers can connect with books that feel authentic. AI might struggle to create emotions in readers. Actionable tips. Number 1, start small. Use AI for brainstorming and repetitive tasks, but keep critical, creative decisions in your hands. Number 2, always have a human editor review AI-assisted draft to maintain tone and coherence. Number 3, stay updated on AI trends and tools to ensure you're using the most reliable and compliant resources. AI can't completely replace the publishing process yet, so don't over-rely on it, simply use it to improve your workflow. By using it responsibly, you can combine its efficiency with your creativity and skill set to produce books that resonate with your audience. Lesson 29, building and leveraging an audience. Building a loyal community around your books can help create long-term growth through repeat buyers, recommendations, and trust in your brand. Why building an audience matters? Number 1, creates a reliable customer base. A dedicated audience buys your books consistently. Number 2, makes it easier to get reviews. You can set up an advanced review copy team. And number 3, improves your reach. A strong community amplifies your promotion through word of mouth. And number 4, increases launch success. Your loyal readers will eagerly support new releases by buying it, which will make your book rank higher and better on Amazon. Steps to build and engage your audience. Number 1, start an email list. Offer a free lead magnet like a guide, worksheet, or book summary to encourage readers to subscribe. Example, if you write self-help books, create a free goal-setting workbook as an incentive. Number 2, engage on social media. Choose platforms where your audience is most active, like Instagram for visually engaging niches or LinkedIn for business-focused content. Example, share behind-the-scenes looks at your writing process or snippets from your books. Number 3, create value-driven content. So regularly provide useful tips, insights, or entertaining content related to your niche. Example, a cookbook author might share quick recipe videos or kitchen hacks. Number 4, leverage reader reviews. Highlight glowing reviews on your social media and newsletter to build trust and credibility. Number 5, engage directly with your readers. So host Q&A sessions, book club discussions, or live events to create a personal connection. Example, a fiction author might hold a live discussion about characters or themes from their series. How to leverage your audience for growth. Number 1, use your email list to promote your book during launch. Number 2, ask for feedback on potential book ideas or covers. This increases buy-in and engagement. Number 3, offer exclusive content or discount to your most loyal readers to keep them invested. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, over-promoting. Don't turn every interaction into a sales pitch. Focus on building trust first. Number 2, ignoring feedback. Your audience's input is a goldmine. Use it to improve your content. And number 3, being inconsistent. Regular communication is key. Don't disappear for months and expect readers to stay engaged. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, send a monthly or weekly newsletter with tips, updates, and promotions tailored to your audience. Number 2, create a private group or community for your most engaged readers, like a Facebook group, Discord channel, or school community. Number 3, experiment with different types of content, videos, polls, or stories to see what resonates best. Your audience is more than a source of sales. It's a way for you to get valuable feedback to help you create books that your target audience truly desire. Build it intentionally, nurture it consistently, and leverage it strategically for long-term success. Lesson 30, setting financial targets and budgets. A profitable publishing business doesn't happen by accident. It requires clear financial goals and a realistic budget. By tracking expenses, setting revenue targets, and reinvesting strategically, you can ensure steady growth while staying in control of your finances. Why financial planning matters? Number 1, avoids overspending. A budget keeps your expenses aligned with your income. Number 2, maximizes profits. Tracking ROI helps you focus on what works and cut what doesn't. Number 3, enables growth. So reinvestments allow you to scale strategically, whether it's hiring freelancers or increasing ad spend. Here's some steps to set financial targets and budgets. Number 1, track monthly expenses and income. Monitor everything from cover design and editing costs to ad spend and platform fees. Example, use a spreadsheet or tool like QuickBooks to categorize expenses and income streams. Number 2, define revenue goals. Set specific, measurable targets for monthly and annual income. Example, aim to generate $2,000 per month in royalties within your first year. Then scale to $5,000 by year 2. And number 3, calculate ROI for each book. Divide your book's total earning by its production and marketing costs to determine profitability. Example, if a book earns $500 and costs $250 to create and promote, its ROI is 100%. Number 4, allocate your budget wisely. Dedicate funds to the areas with the highest impacts, like professional covers, targeted ads, or email marketing. Example, allocate 30% of your budget to ads, 40% to production, and 30% to reinvestments or savings. Number 5, reinvest profits strategically. Use royalties from successful books to fund new projects or expand into new formats like audiobooks. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, neglecting to track expenses. Without knowing where your money goes, you can't identify waste or opportunities to save. Number 2, overspending on low-impact areas. Prioritize essentials like covers and editing over vanity extras. Number 3, ignoring seasonal trends. Account for fluctuations in sales during peak seasons like Christmas. Budget for extra ad spend in November and December. An example financial plan for a new book you're writing yourself. So number 1, cover design $150, editing $200, formatting $50. That equals $200. That equals $400. 2, marketing initial ad spend $200. Number 3, target ROI. Aim for 200% ROI, requiring at least $1,200 in royalties. Some actionable tips: review your budget monthly and adjust based on performance data. Number 2, use free or affordable tools like Google Sheets or Wave Accounting to track finances. Number 3, set aside a portion of your royalties, 10 to 20% as a growth fund for future investment. Financial planning gives you clarity and control, allowing you to grow your publishing business without unnecessary risks. With a clear budget and defined targets, you'll know exactly where to focus your resources for maximum impact. Another tool that helps with tracking your finances that I personally use is Publisher Champ. I'll have a link to that tool in the description, along with an interview with the founder of that tool where he shows what it can do. Lesson 31, finding your hedgehog in self-publishing. Imagine a hedgehog curling into a little ball. It's so good at this one simple thing that it doesn't need fancy tricks to stay safe. That's the idea behind the hedgehog concept. In self-publishing, finding your hedgehog means figuring out the one thing that you can do better than anyone else. It could be writing books, designing journals, or creating a system for publishing efficiently. When you focus on what you love, what you're great at, and what makes you money, you'll go from being just good to truly great. What is the Hedgehog concept? The Hedgehog concept comes from the book Good to Great by Jim Collins and helps you to focus by answering 3 simple questions. Number 1, what are you deeply passionate about? So what excites you most about self-publishing, creating content, helping people, or running a business? And number 2, what can you be best in the world at? Are you amazing at teaching through your books, creating beautiful planners, or scaling publishing systems? Number 3, what drives your economic engine? What's your most reliable and scalable way to make money in self-publishing? How to apply the Hedgehog concept to your publishing business? For nonfiction authors, think about topics you're passionate about and what aligns with your expertise. Now, still analyze the niche. Example, if you're a productivity enthusiast, you could, for example, consider creating books or guides that help readers organize their life. Number 2, offer value beyond the book. Think about how your books can lead to workshop, courses, or coaching. Example, a personal finance book could tie into a budgeting workshop or online course. Number 3, simplify and focus. Write books that solve specific problems. Readers value clear, actionable advice. Example, instead of a broad health guide, write a focused book like How to Start Meal Prepping in 7 Days. For low and medium content creators, number 1, find your niche. Focus on a category you enjoy and can dominate, like planners for teachers, gratitude journals, or business templates. Example, if you love designing planners, specialize in creating undated goal-setting planners. Number 2, focus on quality and design. Be the go-to publisher for beautifully designed, highly functional books. Example, a stunning, minimalistic design could help your planner stand out on Amazon or Etsy. Number 3, understand your target audience needs. Dive deep into what your audience wants. Do they need guided journals, activity books, or easy-to-use template? Example, if you notice parents looking for educational tools, create engaging activity books for kids. For self-publishing entrepreneurs, number 1, master efficiency. Develop systems for publishing within a certain time frame consistently without sacrificing quality. Example, plan your releases so you know roughly how many books you will release per year. Number 2, build a team. Don't do everything yourself. Consider what others can do better than you and also what others can do that is below your hourly rate. Example, a professional book cover designer is a great addition in terms of often being able to create something better than the self-publishing entrepreneur. So tasks such as formatting or simple data entry tasks is best to outsource because your time is best spent on other tasks. Number 3, don't forget the basics. One mistake I did was to focus in way too many directions. Keep your forces focused on what matters most, which usually comes down to creating books that people want and then marketing them well. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, trying to be everything to everyone. Don't chase every niche or trend. Focus on one area where you can truly excel. Number 2, ignoring what makes money. Passion can be important, but if it doesn't bring income, it's not your hedgehog. Number 3, forgetting the audience. Whether you're writing books or designing journals, always prioritize what your readers or customers need. How to find and focus on your hedgehog. Number 1, ask yourself the big 3 questions. What do I love creating? What am I better at than most? What brings steady income? Number 2, align your efforts. Let your answers guide every decision. Example, if your audience loves your goal-setting books and they are profitable for you, focus on creating more of those instead of jumping to unrelated products. Number 3, double down on what works. Analyze your best performing books or products and focus on expanding those areas. Actionable tips, create your hedgehog map. Number 1, passion. Create what excites you the most. High content books, journals, fiction, certain topics, etc. Number 2, skill. Identify what you do better than most. Writing, designing, scaling, or marketing. Number 3, profitability. Find the formats or niches that generate the most reliable income. Where these 3 circles overlap is your hedgehog. That's where your business will thrive. By finding and focusing on your hedgehog, you'll create a self-publishing business that can grow more successful with every decision you make. Lesson 32, continuous learning and professional development. The publishing industry is constantly evolving with new trends, tools, and platforms emerging all the time. To stay ahead and grow your business, you must commit to continuous learning and professional development, just like any other career path. Why continuous learning is crucial? Number 1, stay competitive. Keeping up with changes in Amazon's policies, marketing strategies, and publishing tools ensures you're never left behind. Number 2, improve your craft. Learning new techniques in writing, editing, and hiring or design helps you produce higher quality books. Number 3, boost innovation. Exposure to new ideas can lead to breakthroughs in your business. How to build a learning routine. Number 1, dedicate time for skill development. Block out time monthly to focus on improving a specific area in your business. Example, spend a Saturday morning going through the free school course or the advanced trifecta program. Number 2, follow industry leaders. Stay updated by subscribing to blogs, podcasts, or YouTube channels from publishing experts. Subscribing to this one is a solid start. Number 3, invest in courses and workshops. Enroll in targeted courses for areas you want to improve, like marketing, storytelling, or technical skills. Example, join Driven Publishers Elite when enrollment opens to learn everything you need to know to succeed in the current marketplace. Number 4, join communities and conferences. Engage with other authors or publishers to exchange ideas and gain insights. Example, the free school community is a good start. Then, of course, joining DPE, Driven Publishers Elite, once it's open. Number 5, experiment and analyze results. Test new strategies or tools and track the results to see what works for your business. Example, try and see if optimizing ads with AI tools such as Atomic, etc., and then evaluate if you see any improvement in profit or sales. Common pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, learning without applying. Knowledge is only useful if you act on it. Number 2, chasing too many trends. Focus on mastering fundamentals before jumping into every new idea. Number 3, neglecting your strengths. Balance learning new skills with sharpening the ones that already brought you success. Some actionable tips. Number 1, schedule monthly improvement days to focus on a specific skill or area of your publishing business. Number 2, keep a running list of books, courses, or resources to explore and prioritize them based on your goals. Number 3, set measurable learning goals like completing 1 course per quarter or applying a new marketing strategy within 30 days. Example, learning plan, quarter 1, join Driven Publishers Elite and go through 1 full course included there. Quarter 2, go through another full course in Driven Publishers Elite and listen to 5 recorded group calls to learn what multiple 6-figure publishers are doing right now. Also attend 5 group calls and ask questions to 6-figure publishers and a 7-figure publisher. Quarter 3, go through a 3rd course inside Driven Publishers Elite, etc. Driven Publishers Elite has you covered in terms of self-publishing education and community and support in case you're serious about self-publishing. Join the waiting list if you haven't already, link in the description. One of my favorite quotes is by Jim Rohn, and it says, "Formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune." Lesson 33, goal setting and tracking over time. Success in publishing isn't just about working hard, it's about working with purpose on the right things. Setting clear, actionable goals and tracking your progress ensures you stay on course and achieve meaningful results. Why goal setting matters? Number 1, provides clarity. Goals give you a clear direction and focus. Number 2, increases motivation. Achieving milestones keeps you motivated and engaged. And number 3, it enables growth. Tracking your progress helps you to improve strategies and scale effectively. How to set effective goals? Use the SMART framework. So specific, clearly define what you want to achieve. Measurable, include metrics to track progress. Achievable, set realistic but challenging targets. Relevant, align goals with your business priorities. And then we have time-bound, include a deadline to stay accountable. Example, instead of saying, I want to sell more books, set a SMART goal like sell 1,000 copies of my latest book within 3 months using targeted ads. In the beginning of January of 2025, we did a goal-setting workshop. So if you want, you can go through that one and you can pause and write down your goals. And that is a great way to end up with something tangible that has been proven to work for me and others. Number 2, break goals into smaller milestones. Large goals can feel overwhelming. Breaking them into steps makes them more manageable. Example, if your goal is to launch a new series, milestones might include completing the first outline, writing the first draft, and hiring an editor. Number 3, set short, medium, and long-term goals. So short-term, 1 to 3 months, focus on immediate actions like launching an ad campaign. And we have medium-term, which is 6 to 12 months, work on larger projects like completing a series or diversifying platforms. Then we have long-term, 1 to 3 years, build towards big picture goals like achieving 6-figure royalties or getting 20,000 email subscribers. Track progress regularly. Use tools like spreadsheets, Trello, or a dedicated goal tracking app to monitor your progress. Example, update your sales and expenses monthly to see if you're on track to meet the revenue goal. Common pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, setting vague goals without specifics. You can't measure success or even know when you've achieved your goal. Number 2, ignoring metrics. Regular tracking is key. What isn't measured can't be improved. Number 3, overloading yourself. Too many goals at once can dilute your focus and lead to burnout. Actionable tips. Number 1, schedule a monthly review to evaluate progress, adjust strategies, and set new goals as needed. Number 2, use visual trackers like Kanban board or calendar to keep your goals front and center. Number 3, celebrate small wins to maintain motivation. Acknowledge every milestone you reach. Example of a goal timeline. So month 1, research keywords and create an optimized ad campaign for your top book. Number 3, achieve 500 book sales from the campaign. Month 6, use campaign profits to fund a second project, like launching an audiobook. According to research, people are 42% more likely to achieve their goals just by writing them down. So don't skip on this step, as it might be one of the most foundational steps you can take for success. Lesson 34, celebrating wins and sustaining motivation. Publishing is a long game. Along the way, it's easy to get caught up in what's next and forget to appreciate how far you've come. Celebrating your wins, big or small, keeps you motivated, grounded, and focused on your why. Here's why celebrating your wins matter. Number 1, it reinforces progress. Acknowledging achievements reminds you of what's working. Number 2, boosts morale. Celebrations energize you and your team, creating momentum for future growth. Number 3, keeps you connected to your purpose. Taking a moment to reflect helps you to stay aligned with your why and why you started. How to celebrate wins effectively. Number 1, recognize small and big achievements. Don't wait for major milestones to celebrate. Small wins like finishing a draft or improving ad performance deserves recognition too. Example, if you publish your first book or hit your first 100 sales, treat it as a victory. Number 2, involve your team or community. Share your wins with the people who support your journey, whether it's your freelancers, collaborators, or audience. Example, announce milestones on social media or thank your team for their contributions during a team meeting. Number 3, reward yourself. Celebrate your hard work with a personal reward like a dinner out, a new gadget, or even a day off. Example, if you achieve a sales goal, splurge on a tool that makes your work easier, like a new microphone for recording audiobooks. Number 4, reflect on what works. Use each win as an opportunity to analyze what strategies or efforts led to success. Example, after a successful book launch, document the steps you took so you can replicate or refine them next time. Sustaining motivation for the long haul. Number 1, revisiting your why. Regularly remind yourself of the purpose behind your publishing journey, whether it's to achieve financial freedom, creative expression, or helping others. Number 2, set meaningful milestones. Tie goals to personal fulfillment. For example, hitting a certain royalty amount per month might fund a dream vacation or let you invest in your family's future. Number 3, celebrate without comparing. Focus on your progress instead of comparing yourself to others in the publishing space. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, skipping celebrations. Constantly chasing the next goal without recognizing progress can lead to burnout. Number 2, overlooking small wins. Every step forward matters. Don't only focus on the big milestones. Number 3, comparing achievements. Your journey is unique. Celebrate what's significant to you, not based on external benchmarks. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, create a reward list tied to specific milestones. Treat yourself when you hit them. Number 2, share your journey with your audience to inspire and involve them in your success. Number 3, keep a journal of your accomplishments to reflect on how far you've come. Celebrating your wins is a way to stay inspired, energized, and connected to the joy of what you're building. Remember, every win is a step closer to your ultimate vision. Lesson 35, innovating and staying ahead. The publishing industry evolves rapidly, and staying ahead sometimes requires thinking outside the box. To remain competitive and relevant, you must anticipate changes, experiment with new strategies, and adapt to emerging trends. Here's why innovation is essential. Number 1, it keeps you relevant. Staying ahead of trends ensures your books and strategies align with reader expectations. Number 2, drives growth. Experimenting with new ideas can unlock opportunities previously unknown to you. Number 3, differentiates you from competition. Readers and platforms reward originality and forward-thinking approaches, as long as it is aligned with what people want. Aim to figure out what your target audience wants before your competitor does, or even better, before your target audience can put words to it themselves. How to stay innovative? Number 1, monitor industry trends. Follow publishing news, communities, and thought leaders to identify upcoming changes. Example, pay attention to shifts in audiobook demands, AI tools, or new promotional opportunities like a new marketing or advertising platform. Number 2, experiment with new formats. For example, audiobooks created with virtual voice. Number 3, explore emerging platforms. For example, I saw some great success on Spotify for several of my audiobooks. Number 4, leverage reader feedback. Ask for feedback to uncover unmet need. Example, if a reader expresses interest in workbooks or journals, consider adding this to your series, as there might be more readers who want this from you without having expressed it to you. Number 5, automate and streamline processes. Use new tools to improve efficiency. For example, there are a lot of AI tools that can now do a lot of things that used to take publishers a lot of manual labor to do. Example of innovation in action. So mixing ideas by having a book use ideas from one thing to explain something else. Like using how to grow plants to show people how to learn, or using traffic rules to explain how the brain works. So in essence, connecting different ideas to make things easier to understand. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, rushing into every trend. Not all trends will align with your goals or audience. Be selective. Number 2, neglecting proven strategies. balance innovation with what already works well for your business. Number 3, over-investing without testing. Experiment on a small scale before committing significant resource. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, write down 20 ideas for how you can achieve your goals, even the ideas that seem silly because they are so outside of the box. Number 2, test new ideas on smaller projects to assess their impact before investing more heavily. Number 3, apply something that's working in one area to another area. By staying curious, experimenting strategically, and adapting to change, you'll stay ahead and allow for your publishing business to grow year after year. Lesson 36, applying the 80-20 rule to publishing. The 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, states that 80% of your results often come from just 20% of your effort. In publishing, this principle helps you identify what's driving the most success so you can focus your energy on what truly matters. Here's why the 80-20 rule is powerful in publishing. Number 1, it maximizes efficiency, so concentrating on high-impact tasks reduces wasted effort. Number 2, boosts profit. Identifying top-performing books or strategies allow you to scale what is working. Number 3, it saves time. By eliminating low-value activities, you free up time to focus on growth. Here's how to apply the 80-20 rule in publishing. Number 1, identify your top-performing books. Analyze your catalog to find the 20% of books that generate 80% of your royalties. Example, if 3 books consistently earn the most, think about how you can protect the positioning of those books more or scale them further. Number 2, prioritize high-impact tasks. Pinpoint the 20% of actions that drive the majority of your success, like niche research, Amazon ads optimization, or creating new books. Example, instead of spending hours tweaking social media posts, focus on adding A+ content to your product page or testing out new ads. Number 3, eliminate or delegate low-value tasks. Identify activities that take up time but don't significantly contribute to your success, like repetitive formatting or excessive email checking. Delegate these to freelancers or automate them. Number 4, double down on what works. Invest more time and resources into strategies and platforms that deliver the best ROI. Example, let's say you have several brands for your books, but you have one in particular that generates most, then it makes sense to put extra attention into creating books for that brand and then scaling the marketing for those. Number 5, applying the rule to marketing. Find the 20% of your audience most engaged with your book and focus on building a stronger connection with them. Example, create a separate email list for your most dedicated readers and allow them to access books before anyone else. Also ask this group for valuable feedback in order to make your books even better. Common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, focusing equally on everything. Not all books, platforms, or strategies deserve the same attention. Number 2, overcomplicating your workflow. Simplicity is key. Eliminate tasks that don't add significant value. Number 3, ignoring data. Regularly review sales data and performance metrics to understand what's working. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, conduct a quarterly review of your catalog and marketing efforts to identify top-performing books and strategies. Number 2, create a stop doing list to eliminate low-impact tasks. Number 3, set a goal to spend 80% of your time on high-impact activities and only 20% on everything else. Example in action, imagine you have 20 books in your catalog, but 4 of them generate most of your sales. Instead of spreading your ad efforts equally across all titles, focus 80% of your marketing efforts on those top performers. The 80-20 rule is about working smarter, not harder, by identifying what drives the majority of your success and focusing on those areas, you'll achieve greater results with less effort. Lesson 37, staying in the game. One of my biggest regrets in publishing was stepping away when things were working. After just 6 months I was earning $5,000 a month from Amazon KDP. But I made the mistake so many others make. I thought the grass was greener elsewhere. I chased shiny new opportunities thinking that I'd find something better. Instead, I found myself starting off from scratch, competing against experts while I was back at level 1. When I came back to publishing, I realized something important. Every time you quit, you lose some of the momentum that you built up, your skills, your context, your system. But if you stay in the game, everything compounds. Your knowledge deepens, your process improves, and you develop an edge. Why staying in the game matters. Number 1, compound effect. Every correctly executed book you publish builds a backlist and passive income over time. The longer you stay, the more exponential your growth becomes. Example, a book you publish today, done right, could still earn royalties 5 years from now. Number 2, skill mastery. The more you publish and analyze, the better you get at identifying niches, creating high-demand content, and refining your marketing strategies. Number 3, avoid starting over. When you pivot to something new, you start at the bottom, competing with people who've been doing it for years. Sticking with publishing keeps you moving forward instead of starting over. How to stay in the game. Number 1, focus on first principles. Publishing boils down to one simple idea: creating books that people want to buy. If you keep solving for this, you will succeed, no matter how competitive the market becomes. Number 2, ignore the shiny object syndrome. Resist the temptation to chase new trends, new opportunities that distract from your progress. Example, instead of jumping into a new platform or business, double down on improving your existing processes. Number 3, reframe setbacks as lessons. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. When a book underperforms, ask yourself why and apply the answers to your next project. Number 4, leverage relationships. The longer you stay, the more connections you build with freelancers, mentors, and peers. These relationships becomes great assets for scaling your publishing business. Here's a personal example. After chasing other opportunities and failing, I returned to KDP with a commitment to scale it to its full potential. I said I will get publishing to work or I will go under in the process. That decision changed my life. What I thought was just a way to become financially independent became a 7-figure business that I love. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, set long-term goals for your publishing business to stay focused on the bigger picture. Number 2, create a journal of lessons learned from each book, both the successes and failures, to track your growth. Number 3, surround yourself with like-minded publishers who encourage you to keep pushing forward. The longer you stay in the game, the stronger your position becomes. Lesson 38, asking the right questions. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to jump to conclusions like self-publishing doesn't work anymore or the market is too saturated. But success in publishing, it's about asking the right questions. The right questions can lead to insights that can absolutely transform your results. Why asking the right questions matter? Number 1, focuses on solutions. Instead of seeing failures as the end, you start to see it as feedback. Number 2, builds a learning mindset. Asking better questions help you to grow faster by identifying what is working and what isn't. Number 3, leads to consistent progress. Problem solving becomes a part of your process, keeping you moving forward even when challenges arise. Common beginner pitfalls. Asking the wrong questions. Instead of asking, why isn't self-publishing working for me? Ask, why isn't my book selling? What can I improve in my title, cover, or keywords? How to ask the right questions in publishing. Number 1, shift your focus to what you can control. Ask questions that put the power back in your hands. Example, instead of blaming the market, ask, am I targeting the right niche? Or does my book stand out in its category? Number 2, break problems into smaller pieces. Broad questions are hard to answer. Narrow them down. Example, if your book isn't selling, ask, is my cover appealing? Am I using the right keywords? Does my book description clearly explain the benefits? Number 3, focus on actionable steps. Great questions lead to actions you can take right now. Example, instead of, why am I not making money yet? Ask, what small tweak can I make today to improve my sales? Follow a system to build confidence. Beginners often struggle with analysis paralysis, overthinking their decisions instead of taking actions. A simple system gives you clarity and a path forward. Example, start by launching your book, then systematically analyze its performance, cover, description, ads, reviews, and improve one element at a time. The power of learning as you go. You don't need to have all the answers up front. Action creates momentum, and analysis helps you improve. Example, a poorly performing book isn't a failure. It's a data point. Adjust your approach, and you will get closer to what works. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, create a checklist for questions to ask when evaluating your book, like, is my cover compelling, and does it show quickly what the book is about and who it's for? Are my keywords too broad? Am I promoting my book effectively? Number 2, dedicate time each week to review your book's performance to identify areas for improvement. Number 3, join communities where you can ask questions such as, why is my book not selling? If you have an advanced publisher offering you help, put your ego to the side and listen. Ask better questions, put your ego to the side, keep analyzing, and you'll maximize your chances of getting great results. Lesson 39, avoiding the sunk cost fallacy. One of the biggest traps in publishing is the sunk cost fallacy. The idea that just because you've invested time, money, or effort into something, you need to stick with it. But sometimes the best decision is to pivot, adapt, or even to start off fresh. Success comes from listening to market feedback, not trying to force something that doesn't work. What is the sunk cost fallacy? Number 1, the problem. We feel attached to things we've spent time or money on, even if they're not serving us. Example, spending 20 hours designing a cover doesn't make it good. It just makes it something that you're reluctant to change. Number 2, the risk. Sticking with underperforming ideas or project wastes even more resources. So how to avoid the sunk cost trap? Number 1, focus on result, not effort. Evaluate everything based on its performance, not the time or money you've invested in it. Example, if your brand isn't connecting with the readers, ask, what does the market want? Instead of thinking, but I've spent hours or I've spent months building this. So number 2, be flexible with your strategy. The market doesn't care how much effort you put in, it cares about value. Adapt your approach based on feedback. Example, if your niche isn't profitable, explore related niches or pivot entirely to one with more demand. Number 3, separate emotions from decisions. Let go of emotional attachment to projects or ideas that aren't working. Example, if a book cover isn't attracting clicks, redesign it without worrying about the hours already spent. Number 4, use market feedback as your guide. Data and reader reviews and feedback are your best tools for improvement alongside getting feedback from experienced publishers. Example, if your ad campaigns aren't converting, tweak the targeting or change something in your description or book cover instead of pouring in more money. Let's go over some examples of letting go and pivoting. First, we have a brand that didn't take off. Instead of grinding it out, analyze why it failed. Was the niche too competitive or was the message unclear? Use these lessons for your next project. Another example is a book with low sales. If a title, cover, or niche isn't working, don't double down. Test new approaches, for example, change the cover or move on to a different concept. Here's some common pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, believing hard work equals success. Effort is important, but results come from the right efforts in the right direction. Number 2, refusing to let go. Staying attached to a failing strategy drains your time and motivation. Number 3, ignoring feedback. The market always speaks. So listen, adapt, and act. Here's some actionable tips. Number 1, regularly review your projects and ask, is this delivering the results I want? Number 2, when something isn't working, pivot quickly and apply the lessons learned to new efforts. Number 3, create a system for testing ideas on a small scale before committing a large amount of time and money. Be like water, as Bruce Lee put it. Lesson 40, Occam's razor. Keep it simple. In publishing, it's easy to overcomplicate things, getting caught up in the latest trends, endless tweaks, and complex strategies. But success often comes down to a simple truth, which I've mentioned multiple times now. Create books that people want. This is the essence of Occam's razor. Simplify to focus on what truly matters. What Occam's razor teaches us about publishing. Number 1, focus on first principles. Strip away the noise and focus on the core of successful publishing. Creating books that solve problems, entertain, or inspire readers. Number 2, prioritize what moves the needle. Recognize the elements that have the biggest impact, market research, understanding your audience, and presenting your book effectively. Break down the first principles of publishing. Number 1, market and niche research. Everything starts with knowing what readers want. A great book in the wrong niche won't sell unless you're pushing it to an audience who already know, like, and trust you. Example, research trending topics, unmet needs, or gaps in the market where your book can stand out. Number 2, understanding your target audience. Identify your ideal readers' preferences, pain points, and desires. Example, a fitness book for seniors should focus on accessibility, safety, not high-intensity workouts. Number 3, book cover and title designs. Your cover and title are your first impression. They should instantly tell your readers this book is for you. So example, a clean, bold design with a relevant image paired with a benefit-driven title like 10-minute workouts for seniors, boost strength and balance safely, usually outperforms vague or cluttered alternatives. Presentation and positioning. Once your audience is interested, other components like your description and A+ content help seal the deal. Example, a description that highlights benefit and uses easy-to-read formatting converts better than a dense wall of text. Let's go over how to keep it simple in practice. Ask the right questions. Instead of overthinking, focus on the basics. What problem does my book solve? Does my cover match reader expectations? Am I targeting the right niche? Then you also want to avoid overcomplicating marketing. So start with the essentials, optimize your keywords, run small ad campaigns, and improve as you go. And focus on execution over perfection. A finished book in the right niche is more valuable than a perfect book in the wrong one. Here are some actionable tips. Number 1, create a checklist with these key steps: niche research, audience analysis, title creation, cover design, description, optimization, A+ content, and launch plan, including acquiring reviews and running Amazon ads. Number 2, evaluate each project by asking, is this aligned with what readers want? Success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from focusing on what truly matters. By simplifying your approach and returning to first principles, you'll avoid wasting time following roads that lead to nowhere. Lesson 41, overcoming confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek or prioritize information that supports what we already believe while ignoring evidence that contradicts it. For self-publishers, this can lead to poor niche selection, ineffective marketing strategies, or missed opportunities for improvement. What confirmation bias looks like in publishing. Number 1, believing your idea will work without evidence. Example, assuming your niche is profitable because you like it rather than analyzing sales data or competition. Number 2, ignoring negative feedback. Example, dismissing reviews that highlight flaws in your book and instead only focusing on the positive comments. Number 3, selective research. For example, only looking at the successes of similar books while ignoring the many books in the same niche that failed. How confirmation bias holds you back. Number one, it limits growth. So you miss opportunities to learn and improve because you're focused on validating your current beliefs. Number two, wastes resources. Time and money are spent on ideas that lack objective support. Number three, reduces adaptability. Sticking to flawed assumptions makes it harder to pivot when needed. Here's some steps to overcome confirmation bias. Number one, actively seek contradictory evidence. Challenge your assumptions by looking for data or feedback that disproves your beliefs. Example, instead of assuming a niche is profitable, research sales data, reviews, and competition to see if your book can stand out. Number two, test your ideas before committing. Run small-scale experiments to validate concepts before fully investing. Example, test potential book titles with surveys to gather objective feedback. Number three, ask the right questions. Instead of asking, how can I prove this will work? Ask, what could go wrong with this idea? Example, if you have chosen a niche, ask, why might readers prefer other books in this category? Number four, seek different perspectives. Engage with peers, beta readers, or mentors who can offer objective insight. Example, share your niche research or book concept with experienced publishers to identify blind spots. Here's some actionable tips. Number one, use data-driven tools like BookBeam to validate niche ideas objectively. Number two, create a devil's advocate checklist to challenge your assumptions before making decisions. Number three, regularly review your strategy and ask, am I prioritizing what works or just what I want to work? By recognizing and overcoming confirmation bias, you'll make smarter, data-driven decisions that will lead to long-term success. Lesson 42, mastering yourself. The greatest obstacle to your success isn't the market, competition, or algorithms. Most of the time, we stand in our own way, whether it's limiting beliefs, procrastination, or overthinking. Mastering yourself is the key to unlocking your full potential. Success doesn't care about your self-doubt, fears, or excuses. It only cares about the actions you take. Did you show up? Did you learn? Did you improve? If you can do that consistently, success usually follows. Here's how we hold ourselves back. Number one, limiting belief, thinking that I'm not good enough to succeed or the market is too saturated. This stops us from even trying. Number two, cognitive biases that block progress. Confirmation bias, we just covered this one. It was about only seeking evidence that validates your assumptions while ignoring feedback or data that challenges you. You also have survivorship bias, only looking at success stories and assuming your path should look the same while neglecting the lessons from failures. Then we have the Dunning-Kruger effect. So that is overestimating your knowledge early on, which can lead to frustration when results don't match expectations. One of the biggest frustrations as a coach is to have someone ask you for honest advice. Then when you give it, the person gets offended and completely ghosts you. If someone is willing to help you, submit your ego and listen, even if it forces you to acknowledge some uncomfortable truths about your work. Because if you're willing to do that, you will learn. And if you do that consistently, you will be miles ahead of the majority of people who aren't able to do that. Then we have anchoring bias, so becoming overly attached to your first idea or initial effort, even when evidence suggests a better path. So as an example, you might stick with a poor performing book title or book cover just because it was your original plan, instead of pivoting based on market feedback. Number three, negative self-talk. Thoughts like, why bother? It's not going to work, or I've already failed once, will undermine your motivation and persistence. Mastering yourself starts with action. Number one, detach from feelings. Focus on actions. Success isn't emotional, it's practical. Whether you feel like it or not, showing up and doing the work is what matters. Example, if you're discouraged by low sales, take action, tweak your keywords, improve your cover, or analyze your niche. Number two, combat cognitive biases. So challenge confirmation bias, actively seek out negative feedback and test alternative ideas. Avoid anchoring bias. Be willing to change direction if your initial strategy isn't working. And reframe survivorship bias. studying both successes and failures to build a complete understanding of the market. And number 3, embrace a growth mindset. Treat each failure or setback as a learning opportunity. Example, if your book doesn't sell, ask why didn't it connect with readers and use the answer to make your next book better. Number 4, create systems, not just goals. Relying on willpower is unreliable. Build habits and systems to make showing up automatic. So for example, schedule a writing session at the same time every day or block a weekly hour to analyze sales data. Here's the reality of success. Success doesn't care about your limiting beliefs. So the belief that I can't succeed only holds power if you let it stop you. It doesn't care about your feelings. Some days you won't feel like working, but showing up anyway is what creates momentum. It doesn't care about your excuses. Time constraints, competition, or doubts exists for everyone. Those who succeed act despite them. Success only cares about, did I show up? Did I take action? Did I improve? And did I learn? And finally, did I do what was required? Here are some actionable tips. Number 1, reframe limiting beliefs. So write down one belief holding you back and reframe it into an empowering one. So an example is, change I'm not experienced enough to every expert started as a beginner. Number 2, challenge your anchor points. Ask yourself, am I clinging to this idea because it works or because it's familiar? Number 3, track your actions, not just your goals. Success is built day by day through consistent effort. It means pushing through doubt, taking consistent action, and refusing to let fear, biases, or excuses dictate your path. Success doesn't wait for perfect condition. It rewards those who show up, learn, and adapt and stay in the game. Lesson 43, create decision-making principles to build a resilient publishing business. Successful publishing is about making consistent, high-quality decisions. Many CEOs, like Steve Jobs, for example, famously wore the same outfits daily to save their mental energy for critical decisions. In publishing, you can adopt a similar approach by creating clear principles and systems that minimize decision fatigue while maximizing efficiency and results. Let's go over some examples to guide you in key areas of your publishing business. Number 1, niche selection principles. Evaluate space, not just numbers. So even in highly competitive niches, there may be an opportunity if you approach the topic with a missing angle or perspective. For example, meal prepping might be a very competitive niche, but offering a meal prepping book for a specific target audience could make it stand out. For example, meal prepping for busy professionals. And we have avoid risky niches. So stay away from niches tied to trademark terms or those that attract scrutiny. Safe niches allow for steady growth without risking your KDP account. Number 2, pricing strategy principles. Consider market factors. So account for book length, color versus black and white pages, the number of images, and whether your content provides exceptional value compared to competitors. A higher price is justified when these factors enhance the perceived quality. Number 3, marketing and ad principles. For example, increase bids for relevant keywords with low impressions, or decrease or pause keywords with low performance after a predetermined threshold. For example, 15 clicks and no sales. Number 4, team management principles. Empower problem solving. Require team members, such as managers, to present 3 potential solutions for any problem they bring you, along with their recommended course of action and reasoning. This approach preserves your decision-making energy for high-level strategies while increasing autonomy and accountability within your team. Set clear standards. So define what meets the standards look like for each role and consistently evaluate team members against this benchmark. If someone regularly fails to meet expectations, automatic decisions should be to part ways. Conversely, recognize excellence, implement a reward system such as end-of-the-year bonus for top-performing members. For example, you might ask your editor to nominate the top 5 writers, so each of them will receive a tiered bonus. By creating decision marketing principles, like some of the examples mentioned, you can build a flexible, high-performing publishing machine that minimizes unnecessary stress and is optimized for results. These examples are just the beginning. Develop them further and create more to fit your unique publishing journey. Lesson 44. Remembering why you started. No matter where you are in your publishing journey, just beginning, achieving your first income milestone, or running a multiple 6- or 7-figure business, it's crucial to reflect on why you started. Many began this journey for freedom to spend more time with loved ones, pursue passions, location and time freedom, or live a life on our terms. Yet, as we grow, it's easy to lose sight of this purpose. I made this mistake myself. I let my business become an all-consuming monster, chasing growth for its own sake. And that cost me not only in profit, but also in time and energy and balance in other areas of life. So bigger isn't always better. Some publishers are intentionally keeping their business small to protect what matters most, freedom. They prioritize high profits with fewer responsibilities over relentless scaling. So the lesson is to define what success looks like for you. It's not about how much you can grow. It's about aligning your business with your values and desired lifestyle. Define your ultimate outcome. Once you're clear on your goals, set a constraint that ensures your business serves your life, not the other way around. Challenge yourself to work within these boundaries as a test of self-discipline. So examples, I will not work more than 10 hours per week on publishing. I will not spend more than X amount of dollars on new books or investment this quarter. I will not work past 6 p.m. I will take 4 weeks of vacation per year, completely unplugged from business. For me, this meant halting translations and reducing the number of books I publish per year. I no longer chase growth for the sake of growth. Instead, every decision is calculated, focused on achieving the outcomes I want for my life and business. So design your business around your life. Don't let your publishing business become an all-consuming monster. Remember, life is happening right now. Enjoy this journey by bringing your full presence to everything you do, whether it's business or your personal life. And when you're done with one task, be done. Focus on one thing at a time, then let it go. Take this as a challenge, constrain yourself, test your discipline, and design a business that reflects the life you want. Because ultimately, success isn't just about what you build, it's about how you live. Earl Nightingale defined success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal or goal. Note that he didn't say the accomplishment of a goal, he said the progressive realization, so the act of working toward the goal. Now, if you like this video, you might also like this video where I discuss 9 years of brutally honest Amazon KDP advice in 40 minutes.